Bad pros, what you gonna do when the Prose police are coming for you? Bad pros.
Yeah, there's so many.
It will never not be campy, Caitlin. It will never not be.
I know. It will never not be campy. And no matter how long this show runs and how professional we get, we will still have that intro.
I like
With some version of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right, let me share my screen here.
Prose, please.
Get this thing rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Yep.
You see it? All right.
Yep.
So, like I said, we'll do. God, my bads. Okay. So,
all right.
we are doings Grizloch by Sarah Mathews.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the fantasy novel she is drafting. I do not have much context or anything to say outside of that. So,
yeah,
I'll read this first chunk here. I'll do the first paragraph and we'll discuss how it is an opening paragraph. Let's go.
Yes.
Gusts of frigid wind, scented with sea and pine, blew ice against Grizloch's face as he landed on the balcony outside his bedchambers. I don't know about y'all. I like that. That's good. I like it. It's just edgy enough, and it's just dramatic enough, and it's just visual enough. I like it.
I think, and everything I say here is going to be subjective, so don't take it as
She's like, I count myself here before I make enemies.
I think it would hit more if you started with the word frigid and just get rid of gusts of. So it starts frigid wind, scented with sea and pine, blew against Grizloch's face. So it kind of condenses the sentence just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little snappier, and frigid is a stronger word to begin with.
Would hit harder.
I see that critique, and I can get behind that. Okay.
Yeah, it would definitely hit harder if you started with the word frigid, because it's.
Because frigid is one of those words everyone knows what frigid is. Like it's a visceral word that immediately brings emotion to the surface because everyone feels a certain way about being cold. It fucking sucks.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I love the South.
Yes. Yeah, except for how it is.
We're not so bad up here in the frozen north. You just work out and drink a punch.
I don't miss it.
Oh man. Except for how it is right now. I went running earlier and it was like 33 degrees outside and I'm like, why did I do that?
Okay. He shook off clumps of snow clinging to his white feathers before shifting out of his enormous dragon form and into a human. His chestnut hair and heavy beard was powdered with frost. Tisomir was home to hundreds and thousands of dragons who mostly lived in their human forms to make living in towns, cities, and villages easier. Okay, so I gotta say, immediately we're establishing tropes, we're establishing lore, we're establishing genre staples, and all of it is pretty snappy, gives me a decent picture without being too wordy. I like it so far.
Let's see. I would change the word enormous to something else.
Why?
To make it a little more edgy. Because he's a dragon.
So do you think maybe like massive or Titanic perhaps?
Yes, something like that. And then the only thing that I saw was when they say hundreds and thousands, I would just say thousands.
I think that might. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you.
Because it's not hundreds. It's actually thousands if there's thousands in the sentence.
So
but that's just my.
So to that, and Caitlin, I'm sure will back me up on this. To that, I say hundreds and thousands is an older usage that speaks to kind of the time period setting we're going for. So the usage of that antiquated style of language helps build the scene and the voice, in my opinion. Kate?
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, because as far as like an older usage, it is. Plus, it gives you more of an elongated measurement.
Right. Okay. So it artificially in your head feels longer, just more words were used to describe it.
Yeah.
And plus, I do say I think the reason that was the usage for so long is because it just has a slightly poetic tinge to it.
It does. I
can see that. Yeah.
I would also like to say that I like the fact that she was able to add in that he's not an ordinary dragon because he has feathers.
Yes,
that was good. I like the feather.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. He is an atypical dragon archetype. You're right.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Yeah, just like
Oh, we getting comments or something?
Yes, we are getting comments. Yes. Does a good job of painting a scene. I like the cold, but I'm weird. Dragons! Yes, there are dragons. Down, Lauren. No gold for you, says Nikki. Sam showing off her editing skills. Yes, because she is amazing. She's like, I am an editor. I
will make this better. I will.
And then Nikki says, seems like they're going with Old English type of speaking. Yes.
Yeah, I could see that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree. All right. Carry on.
Okay. All right. Grizloch sniffed the air. A strong, tantalizing, I love the word tantalizing, aroma of flame, charred pog, roasted root tubers. Oh, that sounds good. God. And stewed lentils. Fuck, I'm hungry now. Walking through the air, his stomach growled. He'd spent 2 months in a country where eating of flesh was prohibited. It caused his dragon to become drained.
Mm-hmm.
I like that whole thing. I think I might have to buy this when she's done with it. This is good.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah, I like that paragraph. That was good.
Yep. And the fact that she didn't just straight up say potatoes, I thought was very creative.
Yeah, she definitely likes to use a little bit longer form of speech.
Mm-hmm.
And this, the sentence she ended with, I love. Mm-hmm. It caused his dragon to become hungry. That is so poetic. Mm-hmm. Let me just have a little mini rant here about why that's so good. Okay. So we've already established that he is a dragon. Mm-hmm. But she says it caused his dragon to become drained. So what she's done there is she separated the consciousness from the body. And now we have a view of how this person views themselves, because his consciousness views himself as a dragon, meaning he is psychologically whole, and we are dealing with a strong-minded individual here. There's so much symbolic meaning packed into that short little sentence based on the world building we already had done. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Plus the prose lend themselves to the world building too, in the sense that because of something so subtle as not using the word potato, you automatically get the idea, hey, this and the hundreds and thousands thing, you get the idea that this is more of an older time setting.
Yeah. Now, and also, I'm going to say here, this is a beautiful little bit of subtle world building that could potentially be fleshed out later and might just stand for the rest of the book. A country where eating flesh was prohibited. That is a very interesting concept. I don't think
that is very, very interesting.
I don't think in anywhere in human history there's ever been a country that prohibited eating animals. So that immediately makes me want answers. So bravo to the author on that one. That's imaginative. That's genuine imagination right there.
I really like how she described food. Like I just keep reading that line and it is really good.
Yeah. Like I said, I love the word tantalizing. It's such a good word. It's so variable and so strong. Okay. After entering his room and changing into dry clothes, he quickened his pace to the dining hall. Light from large braziers, burning with orange and yellow flames, reflected off the smooth and shiny black walls. Grizloch's attention soaked up the sight of his elderly mother standing at the corner of the table, holding on to the back of her seat. The silhouette of her was contoured by the enormous stone fireplace roaring behind her. Ladies, go first this time.
Let's see. After entering his room and changing into dry clothes. I would get rid of, after entering his room and changing into dry clothes, he quickened his pace to the dining hall and just go straight to the dining hall. And so when you say light from large braziers burning with orange, this is really small on my screen, orange and yellow flames reflected off the smooth and shiny black walls of the dining hall. So it automatically puts us there without giving that extra action that's not necessarily needed.
Kate, I want to hear your thoughts on that before I respond to that. Okay.
Well, I was trying to have to read back over it, but it's really tiny.
It is really tiny.
What Sammy just said. I want to hear what you have to say to Sammy's desire to cut out, and I'll read it to you again. After entering his room and changing into dry clothes, he quickened his pace to the dining hall. Sammy suggests that to be taken out. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't think it necessarily needs to be taken out because, I mean, we get the idea that he was wet for some reason, which makes me wonder why.
Well, remember, he just came outside of a snowstorm.
He did just come outside of a snowstorm. So, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, I don't feel like it took up too much space.
So here's my thing. Here's the reason I think that line should be left alone is because she did a really good job of setting this scene before this line. We get a very he landed on a room balcony. And then we get the idea from that sentence that we are in like a mansion or castle type setting.
Yeah. And that this is his room.
Exactly. And then so we get all of that set up, and then after entering his room and changing clothes, he quickened his pace to the dining hall. It's an action that breaks apart two scenes. So she describes one scene, character action, then she goes to describing another scene. That way, the pictures that she's trying to paint don't run together.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important.
All right, I could see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Personally, I would still take it out, but I can see what you're saying.
Okay. Well, I disagree. And if I hired you and you said take it out, I'd be like, no. No. All right, moving down further though.
Either take it out or I would change it. Because she did a really good job of setting up the scene, and then it just kind of changed all of a sudden. And if she could find a way to gradually move it to the next scene without it being so abrupt and short, I think that's why I didn't like that line.
Okay, so I could work with that. Here's how: if you were my author and if you were my editor and you said that to me, here's what I would do. I would, after entering his room and changing into drier clothes, I'd describe that. That would
yes,
be
yeah, because that's what I was about to say.
Then I could give you a sense of his fashion. I could give you a sense of how he views his room. I could give you a sense of how he feels about the concept of dressing in general. Because remember, we just said he's a dragon, so he might have a unique take on that. So I could some characterization and character building into that action.
Yeah, because you can tell a lot about a person's personality by the way that the environment they live in, the clothes they wear, all of those things.
Yeah, Zach, I think you're onto something, because I feel like that's a really good way to kind of hold the scene a little bit, but and not abruptly go to the next one, and then we get to learn a little bit more about him.
Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you.
So that was a really good point.
Thank you, I appreciate it, and I only got to it because of what you said, though. But anyways. One more thing that I want to add about this, and this is a reader thing, not a writer thing, because I remember I like reading books too. If I read this, I would not have any problem with it because my brain goes rapid fire. I don't mind rapidly changing scene because my brain works like that anyways. But some people, I absolutely see your point, might maybe feel like, whoa, what? We just got here, now we're going there, okay, kind of thing. So I think that's a reader by reader thing, right there.
Yeah.
Which again comes down to writer's style and stuff like that.
Yes.
Where there's genuine room for discussion and different techniques. Okay. I could apply to do better than you, After entering. Okay, so then we get this description of the building itself. Light from large braziers burning with orange and yellow flames reflected off the smooth and shiny black walls. Okay. So I like that description. What about you guys?
I would spice it up a little bit with a different shade of orange and yellow. Just to, because it's a very, how do I describe this story? It seems like a very, like Old English, like they were saying. So I feel like if they used a different shade, it would kind of go along with that flow.
Specific, you're saying instead of orange and yellow, you could like tangerine and then sunflower, tangerine and sunflower flame,
something like that. Not tangerine and sunflower, but something.
I mean,
I know.
Respectfully, I think we could keep the sunflower. Tangerine might not be the best. Definitely sunflower. That's a good one. That's a very distinct yellow.
Well, I mean, and I think, just as a critique, with Sarah going for more of an older sounding narrator, it's okay to be a little more prosy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
and Sammy, I got off track, or not. I lost track of. I was going to circle back to what you said and say that the editor's comment about you already established this flavor of voice, so you need to keep that in line. That's a good editor's note.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Well, just because I was thinking when you kind of, and this is what I see people do a lot, is they'll start in that old English very prosy voice, and then certain parts of the story they'll go back to their regular way that they speak. So just kind of making sure you keep that.
Yeah.
And
continuity.
And so you know what the number one cause of that is? They're not super familiar with the voice they're trying to write. And so anytime their vocabulary is stressed or they need to describe something really well, they resort to their standard vocabulary and ways of speech.
Yeah.
That's easier to hold in memory while doing the character voice as well. It's a computing power thing.
Yeah,
and also a practice and vocabulary thing.
This is what we call a strain in voice. If an editor ever tells you, I can hear your narrator's voice straining, that's what they mean. And that's why, like, when, and that's another reason why most editors will tell first-time writers, hey, don't write in first person. This book is too long for your character. It does not have the stamina to stand up to this word count. Unless your name is Zach Pieper, and then
Me write many word high.
Zach, how long was your novel, or how long did it end up being?
100.
How many words?
9K.
Yep, 100.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah. Get this, Sammy. You think that's a lot? Get this. I am beginning chapter 10 of book 3, and I am 56K into the book.
Oh my.
I am beginning chapter 10. And I am 58.
Zach, you're talking to like more of a minimalist writer, and so that kind of makes my heart hurt.
And let me tell you, check this out too. I went through my story beat, my outline, the beats I have to hit. I have 21 of them. Guess how many I've hit?
How many have you hit?
How many of us are on stream tonight?
Oh no! Oh gosh!
Yeah,
This is gonna be an epic fantasy, folks.
Zach, just ask Caitlin. I would cut your words so much. I'd be like, nope.
You'd be like,
nope.
and that is when the murder happened.
And I would be like, fuck you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I would be like, okay, we're going to have to negotiate here.
Oh, okay. Back to this one. We haven't even talked yet. We haven't even talked yet about this beautiful scene setting he did right here, where he describes his mom standing at, like, first of all, I love that trope. Second of all, this was a beautiful usage of it.
With the
Grizloch's attention soaked up the sight of his elderly mother standing at the corner of the table, holding on to the back of her seat. The silhouette of her was contoured by the enormous stone fireplace, roaring behind her.
Yeah.
That's a good execution of that trope.
Yes. I would agree. Because it really sets up the aesthetic too.
Makes it feel like his mom is very important.
Yeah, too. That's a good point. Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah.
It makes her the absolute centerpiece of the scene, and we get a sense. We almost get a sense of imposing, like this is an imposing figure because we can picture her in the shadow of the fire with her arm just upside. If I walked in and saw a woman looking like that, I'd be like, "Oh God, fuck! Please don't kill me."
Lauren says, "I'm glad Zach's reading his book aloud."
Thank you. I am happy to do it for you guys. More than anything, I just want to share this story with the world. That's my ultimate goal, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. All right, I'm gonna read. We're gonna get to the end of the first page at least.
Yes.
Where do you? Okay. 2 months, she said, her voice cracked. Tears glinted in her eyes. I thought I lost another son. Oh, that hits hard.
Yeah.
That hits hard.
Yeah.
Poor mother.
And the fact that that's the first thing that she says, not hi, not hello, not how you doing, not kiss my ass, but like, hey.
Right. Right. That so we instantly this is someone who desperately loves their kids, has a sense of poetry, and who can remain composed even when they are under extreme emotional duress.
Yeah.
So we instantly get a very high quality matriarchal character out of just that. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Sammy.
That was the same.
Have you ever seen the I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but have you ever seen the show Heroes?
No.
It's an old show.
Yeah.
But the mother of the Petrellis.
Yeah.
That's what it made me think of.
Yeah.
Very
like
well put together and kind of foreboding.
It is foreboding.
Like
yes.
Your mom's foreboding.
Your mom's foreboding. But yeah, because
food.
Yeah.
God.
Yes. Gosh. Tina, if you fat lord, come get some dinner.
Vote for Pedro.
I forgot about that movie. Oh my gosh, I used to love that movie.
Dude.
It was so dumb.
Dude,
Yes,
it was
so great.
But wasn't it so great Sammy, in that oh my God, in that
I see you're drinking
those
whole
types of
milk.
dumb
Is that because
where
you
it's
think
like,
you're fat?
Is that because you think
we
you're
really could
yes.
see people doing these things in
Drink
these
whole if you
situations
wanted to.
if they were just like the most incredibly awkward person alive.
Yes.
Like it was slightly believable still.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so good.
Your mom goes to college.
Your mom goes to college. And then the girl, I remember her expression. She was like, and then she turns around and goes, I was like, what? I've never met a girl in my life who, if you said that to her, she would say something like, huh, "Yeah," and your dad went with her, or say like, or something. Like every girl I've ever known would riposte.
When he draws a picture of that girl, and he's like, "I did the shading on your upper lip."
Yeah, it took me like an hour to do the shading on your upper lip. Lauren says, "Man, I need to rewatch that. Vote for Pedro."
It's almost
Yes.
20 years old now, too.
I
Oh
know.
my god! And that,
Oh.
oh, Caitlin, put it back up. Put it back up for a second.
Okay.
We just have to appreciate how,
Yes.
man, I need to rewatch that vote for Pedro, and then it's staggered across all of
Staggered
the
like the
all
entire
of the windows,
it's
the
so,
inside the
it's
windows.
so meta
Why
right
are all
now.
the
So
windows
it's like the
inside the
Star
windows?
Wars scroller at the
You
bottom of the
look.
screen, and it
And
only
there's a
says
delay.
45. Man, I need to
Wave.
rewatch that vote for Pedro.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
because there's a delay.
yeah, I know.
Whoa!
Wait for the alternate versions of yourself who are caught in an eternal looping hell.
Whoa!
Oh my god,
I
we're
can't
so
see
far
myself,
off
my
the
head.
beaten
We
path.
are so far off. I feel like we have to get to the end of the first page.
I'm so sorry.
We can do it. We
This
can
is-
do it.
This is what happens when you're morbidly hilarious. Okay, things go off the rails.
Morbidly hilarious.
Morbidly hilarious, because I'll fucking make you laugh to death. Thank you for picking up on that content. Thank you, Caitlin. That was the
You're-
exact right question to ask.
I love you too.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. You have to make it to the end of the first page.
Okay. Serious mode.
Serious mode. Okay. So are you going to read the rest of it in your hero voice?
Shut up.
Why? It could be really fun this way.
Shit. Stop.
You know what? I might spend the rest of the night talking like this.
Yeah.
This is so tiny
you
on my
talk-
computer.
If you talk like precious.
Hey.
Lord.
Oh
Sorry,
my
we
God.
keep getting off.
I'm getting so. Yeah, Caitlin, seriously, shut up.
I didn't say anything.
He approached her tenderly, drew her feeble frame into a hug, and kissed the top of her thin white hair that had been braided and pinned up. Sol and Nida Brodingenhagen. Yes, Sol and Nida Brodingenhagen. Hang on, I'll get this. Brodingenhagen, I think.
You're like, I can't for. Hold on.
Brodingenhagen. Anita, Sol Anita, she'd be considered a queen in other countries.
So,
But in Sisomir, she was a blood-born soul, a demigod dragon who was created out of the mountain, Amethyst Sunder abode.
Ooh, fancy.
Mm.
The only thing I would change is instead of saying he approached her tenderly, drew her feeble frame into a hug, I would say drew her feeble frame into a tender hug.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like the other part. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have moved Tinder.
I think when we're considering the old English syntax we want here, tenderly needs to be right where it is.
I don't think so for this one.
Or he approached
Okay,
her.
Midwest mom.
Or, I mean,
No. For context, what I mean is because Sammy, I heard that mother voice you put on when you're trying to assert authority on a point. I heard that and I was like, okay, mom, in my head. So for context, that's what I meant by that comment.
okay,
It's all
so
good.
okay,
I mean,
so
technically, I am a mom, so.
And
Okay.
I know when my mom wants to make a point to me, it's that exact same slight tightening of the voice.
So if we're going for still more of an archaic sounding syntax, maybe another word instead of tenderly at first, but still move tender and use something else in its place.
Mm-hmm.
He approached her.
Like, something other than, or softly.
But what about effortlessly?
That would just mean that it, like, because we're trying to convey a softness to his demeanor. That was the usage for tenderly.
No, I understand that, but I think you could do that with effortlessly.
I think the one thing that throws me off is the Lee. I don't like the Lee behind the tender.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like it just throws me off.
Mm-hmm.
But the next paragraph I really liked.
I disagree.
So if we
I think that one might come down to taste.
Zach would hate me as an editor.
Yeah.
No, get off of me.
Oh, don't worry. My editor hates me as an editor, but she loves me a little more.
So let's see. He could approach her gently. He could approach her lightly. I mean,
I need
that
like
would go in.
I need like a dictionary and thesaurus in front of me.
Lethally?
So
you mean lithe? You mean lithely?
Lithely, yes. No, wait, no.
Lithely?
Yes.
Yeah, lithely.
Lithely.
That is how you pronounce that, yes.
I've only ever read that word, okay? I've never heard someone who actually knew how to say it. Okay?
Yes. But to be live, well, yeah, that does imply grace.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of a word for compassionate, but very, very manly.
Compassionate but manly.
Compassionate yet manly.
I mean, I don't know if he's manly though. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, from what we have so far.
Yeah, I mean, because he approached her mildly.
No, I think what Sammy is going for.
Because if we were
maybe devoutly.
Affectionately.
He approached her, devout, drew her feeble frame into a tender hug.
Oh.
So, but put a comma after devout, so it just it singles it out.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next paragraph we all agree that's a masterpiece of heart-wrenching epicness.
Right.
Oh, just rip it out of my steel beating.
Just stab me.
He approached her. I'm sorry. There wasn't much I could do, Mother. He held Anita's hand as she lowered into the seat. Those fairies broke their own rule.
Ooh, there's fairies?
Yeah.
What?
She said, ooh, there's fairies?
Sammy wants to read this book too.
Yeah. So do I.
Okay.
I like fairies.
That's beautiful, Sammy.
Yeah, I was just saying, crack that whip. Nikki says. Yeah, you gotta say it.
And it's his grandmother speaking, I think, so it would actually be something much more like, I'm so sorry. There wasn't much. Oh, wait.
That is.
Those fairies broke their own rule. You should be freed from their treaty. And that's me doing a grandma. Wait,
is
what?
You saw it here first, folks.
Wait, can you do your grandma again? Do it again, please. I want to hear it. Please.
You saw it here first, folks. Zach does a grandma on camera.
And then Sammy asks me to do her again.
I said do it again.
No, you said, Sam, your words were, and I quote, Zach, do your grandma again. And all of this, I'm trying to narrate a character in voice.
Yep. And Nikki says, "Oh man, Mrs. Doubtfire popped in my head at Zach's grandma voice." And then Lauren says, "Do it, Zach. Do it for the fans." She says, "For the fans."
Can I do it?
Can you what?
I just wanted a serious show.
Huh.
I just wanted a show where we were like at least somewhat intellectual.
We are intellectual.
That was never going to happen. That was never going to come to pass.
Them from their treaty.
There. See? now Zach has
Wait.
Sam. Now Zach has
I
Sam.
need you to say fairies. I need you to say fairies in that voice again, Sammy. Say it.
Come on.
Those fairies.
Those fairies. And are we even sure that this is his grandma talking? Are we sure that this is not him? Because it was his mom that said the whole 2 months thing.
2 months, yeah. Yeah.
And then the next line of dialogue. Is that him? Actually?
It might be him.
That's him.
Wait, it is. Oh my God. This is a deliberate choice on the phone. Oh wait, hang on. No,
Wait,
I
what?
I looked at a piece of punctuation wrong. I was looking at the wrong line. I'm stupid.
So
I
think that
so both Zach and Sam have done their grandmas on camera for nothing.
You're a monster.
we're gonna get through this page. We're gonna do it, guys.
Gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
Race to the end of the page.
He slid into. Oh God. The next words were always destined to be he slid into after talk about doing your grandma. That was fake, folks. You saw here.
Yup. Let's see what else you can trick Zach into saying.
Shut up. He slid into the chair beside her.
Are you guys trying to get me killed?
Their rules. Only I am. She picked her spoon up and ladled savory lentils and broth. It doesn't look good on our family, especially when you won't tell me what is so important for your visit there. I can't, Mother, Grizloch said, piling meat and root tubers high on his plate. He shoved a forkful of hog into his mouth, followed by parsnips and carrots and a potato. Potato.
Hey, potato.
Hey, I was just gonna say that potato.
Potato. Brace your
Oh
ponies.
my god.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
This has been
Bad prose, what you gonna do when the prose police are coming for you? Bad prose, bad prose.